didn't do anything to you. I didn't say anything bad to you. I didn't even quarrel with you. I've not even seen you for a while. This is what I told you. And you can just tell dad, the issue is not even with me. You are having your own issues, and you can cool off this fire. But you've chosen to be quiet. So I'm taking a lot of bullets that are not my own. And do you know what my sister did? She didn't say shit. The way she used to do when we were growing up. And my dad kept on firing. And I was like, Dad, I'll leave you with the respect that I have for you. And I'll not engage, so allow me to leave the WhatsApp group. Mbili ziko hivi, then unaitwist hivi, then ilikuwa na some pink cream. So watoe wana kuilamba.
Yeah, naikumbukaga hiyo.
Kumuomba. Akaninyima. Then nikaenda kumshtaki kwa dad nikilia. My dad had come for that parents day something. Dad, nimeomba, ameninyima. My dad told me, next time work hard and get yours. Bro.
This time you're like 5 years old.
That thing.
That's
yes.
when the cookie crumbled.
Yes. And I was like, this nigga is never gonna defeat me on nothing. And since then, I was always number 1, number 2, or number 3. But I remember it from then.
Okay.
And coming through my life, even primary when I was doing all these things, I remember my dad used to just hit me for the sake of hitting me. Okay.
At what age?
All this time, bro. Kutoka nikiwa huko ma 7.
Because me najua kitu reason why nakuuliza hizi vitu,
Yeah.
I've always told people like I grew up in the most weird thing.
Yeah.
A relationship where our dad never hit us. Sisi mtu alikuwa natugonga ni mother, but there's a way a mother hits you that the love never gets lost for very most of us.
Yeah.
But dads inakuwaga hiyo like the relationship is not that tight. Unajua hujatoka ndani yake ati hivyo.
Yeah.
So he has to work harder for your bond kukua. So nasema alikuwa tu hiyo tu.
No, mi yangu ilikuwa tu hivyo. So what happened is this. Nowadays is when everything is falling in place. I was the most active child. Because remember we were just 2, then we became 3. We were 3 for a long time. The only girl, the only firstborn, then now there's me. Then I was the guy for ukisikia kelele nje ni mimi.
Oh, okay.
No, ni mimi. And then most of the time I would be found at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like that story for TV I've given you. We had a great old TV. That's the only TV we had. So my dad would come in the house because ashanipata twice before watching the TV. So even if I was not watching the TV, atakam na guze na ka TV ni moto. Steve, nikinga hivi coffee.
Steamer.
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
But now because ushanipiga, I'll not say anything. Then I grew up fearing my dad. So anytime, and then one thing that also pisses me off even until now, my dad knew I feared him. But somehow used to tell my mom all the time, Pea Steve anilete yo chai. Bro, I'll take to him tea. Like this. Because I'm so focused, I don't want anything to happen. And when you're focused like that is now when it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Glass chini kikombe, pap. Viboko. I'm already nervous. Get somebody else. The firstborn is here. The only daughter used to be called Wangedongo. Hey, Wangedongo. Then named my sister after his mother. So like, oh, my mom, da. Then he's the only girl. So clearly. Then our firstborn son used to be very clean. Then he was so put together, he was so quiet, he doesn't talk. So he used to tell me, why can't you be like? So my dad used to tell me that all the time. Okay. All the time. Why can't you be like? And nowadays when I'm realizing I would never be like him.
Yeah.
I even never wanted to be like him. I just wanted to be me. But he didn't know any better because remember it's the first time he's also doing it. But now he thought beating me would be the best way to teach me to be like him. And now another thing that he didn't know, and I'm sure he doesn't know even until now, is, so there's a show that I'm doing. Should I talk about this?
Yeah.
No. Let me not give you the details. Ikitoka mtakata hii part alafu mtaona. Okay. So right now he doesn't know that most of the things that he punished me for, I didn't do them. My big bro did. But I couldn't snitch because you've already beaten me.
Yeah.
You get? So I developed a mechanism where if my dad will start talking to me and I'm standing next to him and I see his head get small, alafu iende mbali, nimejua ni coffee na kam. And somehow it always happened. Tunakatu hivi anaanza kuniongelesha na unatu kichwa yake na kandogo alafu inasonga hivi mbali. Nasikia tu pap. Somehow bro, I used to, do you know in my whole childhood the happy moments I remember of my father are two. moja tulikuwa Kimi wa Grand Hotel Kisumu. Alikuwa ameenda kuona madance, wasa alikuwa na dance ni nini, akina Likobe the konywe kobo. My dad laughed that day, machozi katoka. I was looking at him like, yo,
he can be happy.
Yeah.
He's so happy. I was so happy because he's so happy. Me, I really wanted to be like my dad. You see, there's a way I used to chill skuma wiki. Then inafanya how? Bro, I really wanted that. Yeah, I used to sit next to him. I'm like, yo, I used to love that. You see, then there's a way his clothes used to smell. Kama ziwa fulani, nilikuwa na nusa nguo zake hivi. I'm like, I want to smell like that. You know, I really wanted to be like him. Then he was so put together. Then he was well informed. He was well spoken. You know, I was like, I want to be this guy. Then when we go preaching, he knows about the Bible and that. And I was like, yo. So I used to admire him. But now, if I look at the happy moments, there's that Kimwa. Then the second one, there's a time alikuwa come home, then tukuwa na mwescot aendelela arudi wherever I was going. I don't remember where I was going. Then tukamwambia it had really rained. Tukamwambia dad, tunaweza kushinda kukimbia ni nini? Akatuputia twende, akatupanga. Assistant mbele, then mimi, then my bro, then he alikimbia akatupita si wote, na alikuwa mbeba briefcase. Bro, I was so happy that day. We spoke about it for like 1 month later. I remember, hey, mate dad anaweza kimbia you. I was so excited. These are the two only happy moments. But the bad ones, bro, I have 1,000,001. The times I was being beaten up. Like, do you know we would be finding a mistake with my bro? We are finding a mistake, 2 of us. Tumeenda kuwatch movie. Kuna hizi movie watu walikuwa na watch za Jesus. Zinakuwa kwa market center usiku.
Yeah.
We watch the movies za Jesus, you come back home. Bro, I would be vunjwad. And I'm not even the firstborn son. And I'm being vunjwad like I'm the only guy. And I'm like, umwingine atachapa viboko mbili. Then I go kando, then sa minda kanyagwa. So ushago, nyumba za matope, kuna venye wakishazi lango, wanachukua the banana, kwa ile nini ya banana kale kena kangele nini ya rambo, kale ka grunet ka rambo, waka na hangi hivi yako kakita. So his space, kuna hizo vitu wazina katwa, hiyo kitu natuanga design kwa floor. Ama sometimes they take aloe vera, ile nini yake wanafanya no design kwa floor hivi, kwa design. Kuchini ya kwa nini, na inatanizwa na mafia ngombe. So that thing is normally very rough. But mama alikuwa na design poa. So my dad would put me down there, then would step on my head. Now the body is remaining. Bro, you get whooping. You try to pull like this. Unajua ni mguu. Na hiyo design, hiyo matope shakauka. Na hizo design za hiyo ni ndizi. So if you pull, inakuridho.
And it's even painful.
It's more painful. So, and then my dad was huge. So you can't move. So uko tu hapo. So you take it. Uku. And then there's another thing you used to do. Anachukua kichwa wangu anaingiza hapo katika magoti zake anafinya hivi. So kisha finya kichwa hapo, unajua sana mkono tu imebaki hivi. Then sometimes atashika mkono zako. So my dad loves wrestling. He watches it until now. I don't know why he's all obsessed with it. Alikuwa na zile zile matapes zinakuwa na 5 different whatever. Zile refu zilitokea ma CD.
Na 5 in 1.
Hizo. Alikuwa na za Reso, WWFs, you what. So akishaingiza kichwa wangu hapa, atashika mkono zangu. So unajua mkono inashikwa na nyuma hivi. Because now you're like this.
Yeah, I get it.
So ameshikilia hapa zote hivi mbili, kichwa amefinya hapo. Then sasa viboko bro hapa. So I would remember all these things and I'm just like my G. So I remember most of the times I didn't make no mistake, bro. Like I'm always like, so if I remember the times that nilichapwa that nimefanya makosa for real, maybe 2 or 3.
And Ian, hiki tunaenda kusema kiasi, I don't know, anaweza taka kuznani pia alituambia the same thing. He went through hell with his dad. Anaitwa nani? Mr. Lenny, alafu pia apart from that Bobby Mapesa. Like I always think like it's about crushed dreams. Like they had some dreams and I don't know if we remind them about those dreams, but more than that, in your situation, because situation about Mapesa, I don't know why I never thought about this, but in your situation, could it be the fact that maybe budako alikuwa na wakmbali alafu anakuja ukatengenezwa kama mtoi wa pili, maybe alikuwa na suspect wesi mtoi wake? Could that have been? Because I'm looking at the level of violence and it's not, because ile akina Bobby Mapesa it was Mr. Lenny, it was all of them, like they used to be beat up paka when they all confronted their dad, like he aliend up nikame like his heart whatever, he had to be taken to hospital because they all went to him like ile of course Lenny pia alikuwa na feel like yeye mwenyewe like alikuwa naonewa, but ile time like when they confronted him it was like, so he yako
no, mine was my dad really wanted me to be like
your big brother. Yes.
But what he didn't know is I can't be like my big
brother.
We are very different. Every child is you know, and he wondered why I would not be. And you know, the other side of the story is I was a very brilliant kid in school. Bro, I was always number 1 or number 2. And so I was like, my G, like I'm really trying hard to impress you. And in church, I'm doing good, bro. I got baptized in 2003, November 16th, bro. I'm preaching door to door. Hey, Nyaje, we're here to talk about God. We're here to talk about Jesus. Let's talk about this. And I'm doing all these things because I want to impress my dad. But on the other side, I like watching movies. So nena nilimie wase, then nikipata kado, ndaenda kwa soko watch movie. But that day nimeenda watch movie is when this nigga decides to show up. After 6 months. Steve ako wapi? Ayuko. Then mimi na watch movie na show up nimekama kejani because huko ushagua kuna anything you can do. That movie elastic kwa kitu kama 6 inaisha kitu kama 8:39. Because ilikuwa movies za kina Commando ni refu. Umetoka giza unafika mtanda pata mzito amekaa hapa na ningoja.
Yakanye.
And then akuko na masimu pia mzee kupiga ni aje mzee amefika. Hiyo yakanye. I no movie. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Yeah. Nena movie dong. Nendpenyi. And I'm like, but I've done all my duties. Hatuna ng'ombe ya kuchunga.
Acha tumwekea subtitles. Nendpenyi ni lala chini. Nacha tukusikia.
And then you go behind the drawer and then you find this vijiti ameweka hapo mazee. And I'll get some serious whooping. Then anyimwa chakula. And I'm like, I already did what I needed to do. But now for him, the fact that I went to watch the movie was a mistake. But for me, it was not a mistake. Because when I left, I told mom. But another thing that sometimes I used to be angry towards my mom because she never defended me. However, later in life, I'm understanding her because she couldn't even defend herself. My dad was a lion, bro. If she tried to defend me, pia ibeniriwi kanyo. Join them. Mix on. We pia kuja pia wewe. So she would just look on the side and everything. The time my dad beat me, she nearly killed me, bro. I went to the hospital. I was taken to the hospital in Maseno. Then I'm laying on the bed. And then my dad comes. Then my mom is sitting next to me. Then my dad enters. Then he touches my forehead.
How are you feeling?
Then touches my neck, Nini. Ibro chango. And then it steps out. Then my mom is sitting there. My mom looked at him with so much disgust. And then my mom went like, I've never forgotten that look in my mom's.
He was asking you how you feel, but he wanted to kill you.
He's the one who wanted to kill you.
Alafu buda kitu moja, like one day when you do Shona Bobi Mapesa, I think it's going to be very healing for the two of you. Your experiences are so similar. Because Bobby pia alikuwa anasema at some point he felt like he hated his mom. Like it reached that level where alikuwa anasema hakuwa na understand vile budake anaweza mwacha. Because now budake used to do this weird thing. You see, I don't know, it's a Jaluo thing, but there's this thing where they use food to intimidate you. And it's fucked up. Nacheki. So yeye alikuwa anasema budake alikuwa anatokea anamwambia lala chini, alafu anamwambia vua nguo lala chini, then he starts eating while you are there waiting for him to beat you. Then all this time you're a kid, you can imagine the amount of mental torture you're going through.
You're preparing. You're like, just beat me and get it. I mean, I've been there, bro. Nipige ishe. Then akupiga kutu hapo. I mean, my dad used to read for you the Bible. So my dad would beat me up and then asema leteni Biblia, we do Bible studies. Bro, I'm sitting there, I'm so angry. And then I'm looking at this nigga, I'm like, would Jesus approve of this? But you're a child, remember, you know nothing. And then we're there, then he's teaching us, then he's asking me, Haya, what's the answer? Then I'm looking at this nigga, then unajua kuna ile kiwaruko iko hapa, you don't want to talk. And then he told his disciple, ongea vizuri. This
nikikusikiza, I think comes to mind, do you know a lot of men in Africa were raised by their mothers, but we don't know we were raised by our mothers. Because if the only relationship between we and a dad yako and discipline, he's not raising you. Because remember, our mothers were the ones who, you have a bigger relationship than discipline. It's not just about ntakuchapa. Like, mi buda kwa nanichapa, but one of the most powerful rhymes nishaisikia from a rapper ni Exhibit usemagati ye na dad yake, the only form of physical contact was a slap. Acheki. Like ile hakuna kitu yote.
Now that's my dad. It was either that ama is instilling rules za Biblia. And my mom, our mother sent more threats than actual contact.
Yeah. Then wanatulia.
So with my kids, I think with my last baby mama, so I used to tell her, okay, let me just put this out there. This comes from a good place. Okay, I got no beef.
Yeah.
I used to tell her, I don't like when you shout at the kids because I've noticed my mom shouting and it never amounted to anything.
Yeah.
Don't shout, just talk. And when you need to execute discipline.
Yeah.
These are threats that you always shout. Why are you always shouting? I'm like, so my mom was that one. She will shout, but she will never execute.
Yeah.
My dad will never shout. But the amount of beatings, that physical contact, I agree. Like, I don't remember my dad just hugging me. Hugging me.
Now this is what I have to ask. Now you end up as 4 kids.
Yeah.
This violence is still the second kid peke yake. The rest are being treated.
Yeah. It's just me.
Damn, okay. And did ili affect relationship yako na mabro wako, sister zako?
Yeah. So myself, see, I grew up somehow, I wanted to be better than my big bro. And I succeeded. Because he didn't know I was competing with him. But I was. Why? Because why does dad want me to be like you? What is that to do? Or you play football? I'll do it better. Or you perform well in school? I'll do it better. Or you speak English? I'll do it better. You think I'll do better? Because even KCSE, me and him were in the same class. I performed better. I went to better school. I went to Lembo Boys. He went to Koyo Mixed. He dropped out along the way. I continued. Even when my dad kicked me away from home, I came to Nairobi. I found school. I took myself to school. Even now, I've taken myself to university. Now I'm doing my degree in MKU. Because I'm like, I want to be. So you see, it brings unnecessary competition. And then also with my sister used to look down on me because she was a queen. You know, we were Hamia subjects. She's Wangedongo. You know, she's my dad's mom, and she'll get what she wants. And she had so many clothes. Me, I had, I think, 4 clothes. You see, and I would look at her. I'm like, but for her, I understood then because I was like, she's the only girl. She was the only girl. Even
and she's
when our
a
last
kid.
born
She's
came,
a kid.
No, she's 2 years my junior, so not a kid really.
And
We were
I'm
two
saying,
to two.
I'm saying that time, as a toy, akikutreat in some sort of way because she's learned from the adults. You understand?
But me hata yangu haikuwa ati amelan. Mi zangu zilikuwa tu unajisikia because we're not the only girl. But now unajua siblings wenye wanafuatananga wakwangi mabeshte. So me and my big bro, we were friends like this. We used to go everywhere together, do everything together. But remember me, I was competing with him and he didn't know. Because I was like, oh, dad wants me to be like you. Now I'm a be better. But now my baby sister, she was 2 years. She looked 2 years my big bro, then me, then 2 years. So look 2 years. Then now my baby bro, I think we're like 7 or something. So he became later. Okay, but now with my sis, I was like, we kwenda we unadini because we ni dem. You are the only girl, so it's fine. So I never saw her as a threat. But later nilikuwa niko zile, why is she always picking on? Like she would go and do something and I don't know if I should say this. So okay. I'm trying to see which part not to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't throw people under the bus. So I forgive my dad. I built him a house.
Yeah.
Gave him a car.
Because Nini, I wanted us to take it step by step, Basi.
No, see, I'm going back. I'm just forwarding. Don't you ni set history sees.
Yeah, I love start
Then we go back. Yeah.
Okay.
So I forgave him everything, but I've not healed. I have a lot of childhood and healed trauma. You see that I've locked in, but they always come back when I start talking about these moments. So I forgave my dad, built him a house. His house was the first one before I even built mine.
Yeah.
Gave him a car, set him up. I was providing, taking care of Fast forward, my sister grows up, gets married to some Niger guy. They move to Nigeria. She comes back. So one time, I'm going to do a birthday for my son, but I can't do it in my place because the other 2 kids have to be there. But the mother can't allow them to come. So I'm like, let me go do it in that house because I was still paying the bills in that house. I'm paying the rent. So and then my sister was around.
Ochama, Nairobi?
No, Nairobi.
Okay.
So my mom is in Shags. So my sister told my mom to come see her, and my mom was like, adoyo yani napalilia mahindi and everything. And so she couldn't get the time to come. And me, when I called my mom, I'm like, yo, it's Liron's birthday, I wanted to come through. My mom's like, adoyo. I'm like, but see, I told you to be telling me, I organize. It's like, I'm like, okay, find people, I send you the money, you didn't tell me, then you come. Then also I wanted to come and surprise my sis because she's here. Come and surprise her, then surprise Liron. He'll be so happy the grandma is here because they're also tight. Like, okay, so let's organize a surprise. So I book a flight, Nini. My mom organizes people, wanabaki huko, takes a flight, comes, we surprise my sister, boom, Nini. So it's a birthday party. So we're doing a birthday party, and then when I'm about to leave, my baby mama is not around. She had gone to work. So I've decided to do it during the day to avoid a lot of other unnecessary issues I'll not talk about. So when I'm about to leave, Lola starts crying. My last born. When I always want to leave, she's always, oh, Dad, where are you going? No. So I sent Liron, call my mom, because my mom and Lola are also tight. So mom comes to manage Lola, then I bail. Liron comes back, I'm like, oh, what's happening? So mom is in the other room. So I pull up in the other room, I'm like, yo, mom, see, I'm calling you so you manage for me, Lola, because I need to go. I think I had an event or something that evening. So when I enter the door like this, I'm like, yo. So I see mommy sit down. Mom is crying. I'm like, what's happening? My sister is throwing missiles towards mom. Oh, you don't care about me. Da, 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 da. One day I'll also have money. I'll be calling you and then you come. So I may call you, didn't come. Da, 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 da.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yo, that's not how it happened. What happened was mom was here to surprise you and Liron. I organized it for the two of you. I called mom. Mom told me she's paliliang the mahindi. She can't come. And I told her, no, you should be telling me because that's what we agreed. But you know, mom always feels akinyobado and an inconvenience.
Yeah.
So me, no, just tell me, I'll organize. But also, you know, she's just home. She's not doing anything really. So sometimes people apenda kwenda kwa shamba and everything. So when she told me, I told her, no, I'll pay someone to do that. Like I always do. I'll book a flight for you. Come, we surprise the two of you. So it's actually about you. But remember, me and my sister, we've always had that thing since. She's the one who, no, what are you telling me? Da, 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 da. So mama tried to explain to her, but because she's always been the princess of the family and she's always da 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 da. So mom is here, mom is emotional. She's not seen her daughter for a long while. She was in Nigeria. She's married.
Yeah.
And she's back now. She's come with her toi. And the party has gone well. I'm about to leave.
Yeah.
So ameitwa kwa kona amewekwa kwa kiama. So when I tried to do this, so my sister Wakisha's with me as well. And I'm like, yo. So I call my baby bro. I'm like, yo, pull up. Because always have a witness.
Yeah.
Bro, always have a witness. I'm like, yo, see what's happening here. Ebu explain what's up. Because him had briefed him. This is what we're going to do. It's a surprise. So tries to explain. She's still not listening. My baby bro holds my mom's hand and takes out of the room. And I remain with my sis. And I'm like, yo, listen. I'll keep it 100 with you. Okay, so one of the main shortcomings that I have, I'm always very honest. Brutally honest. Sometimes unnecessarily honest. So I'm like, yo, listen. I'm going to be 100 with you. You're not a child anymore. Okay, you're someone's wife, you're someone's mother. Act like one.
Yeah.
You'll not be hurting your mother. Now she's crying and she did this for you. I actually paid a flight for her to come and see you. It was for you. Because me, I can go see her and I was with her previously. So this is for you. So what you're doing is uncalled for. Stop acting like that. And she's like, oh, you're not telling me anything. You're not. There's nothing you're providing for me. I'm like, you're in my house. I actually pay the rent in this house, the food I buy, everything, the bed you're seated on, the couch, the TV, everything is my own. Because that time is when I just separated my baby mama and I left her with everything because of the kids. I was like, so I started from zero. So everything here is mine. And since you've come back from wherever you come from, you don't have anywhere to go, so you're actually in my house. So
Yeah.
And I was very calm like that. And then I walked out. All right? So I came out, mom, So now I can't leave mom now. Now it's a hot zone. So we live with mom, spoke with Lola, managed her, nini, so we leave. So I'm driving home. So when I get to my gate, I see my dad calling. And then I pick. And I just hear, Angomularo Ginyaminu. What are you
fighting with your
yeah.
What are you fighting for with
Squabbling.
your sister? Yeah.
With that tone.
And
And I'm like,
the tone,
what do you mean? And then the phone hangs up. I think he didn't have credit. So the gate man opens the gate. My mom is seated next to me here. She's in a different zone. She's disappointed. She's whatever. She's broken. And my mom is a personal person. So me also, I'm like, oh, damn. So I park the car. We get in the lift, get in the house. I sit down like this. I open WhatsApp. I see a voice note in the family group. I click on it. My dad. Missiles. How could you? My mom is seated on the other side of the dining. I'm seated here. Brianna is here. Liron is here. Because now we couldn't leave them. So we left Lola and Dada.
But they can't hear.
No, they can't hear Luo.
Okay.
It's Luo.
Okay.
It's Luo.
Okay.
So I tap on it. Then I tap on the record voice note and I'm like, hey, yo, dad, you're fighting the wrong person. I'm not the perpetrator. I've not done anything really. What happened is this. I organized for mom to surprise Sis, and we did a birthday party, and she's supposed to come back tomorrow because today she was supposed to sleep on the other side with her daughter and everything, and then tomorrow her flight is back home because anapalilia mahindi and da. So what I found is Sis was doing this and this, and I just told her, grow up, you're not a child anymore. Nini, we didn't even fight. And I was just helping to cool off the fire between her and mom. And I sent the voice note. Zingine ine, dad is still firing missiles my way. Papa, you've always been this. Da. And I'm like, yo. And mom is seated there. Mom is looking at me like. And my baby bro, he came with him to the house. And he's also there looking at me like. And then it hits me. This issue is not even about what is happening now. This nigga is firing missiles. That I like. So I'm like, this is what has been happening through my childhood. He's always beaten me up for things that are not my own. I'm like, this was not even my bad. I was not even fighting with anybody. But do you know where the problem is coming from? My sister. She called dad crying and told dad something that has not happened. And she's in this group. So I recorded a voice note and I said, yo, sis, you know you can stop this, right? You know I didn't do anything to you. I didn't say anything bad to you. I didn't even quarrel with you. I've not even seen you for a while. This is what I told you. And you can just tell dad, the issue is not even with me. You are having your own issues, and you can cool off this fire. But you've chosen to be quiet. So I'm taking a lot of bullets that are not my own. And do you know what my sister did? She didn't say shit. The way she used to do when we were growing up. And my dad kept on firing. And I was like, dad, I'll leave you with the respect that I have for you. And I'll not engage, so allow me to leave the WhatsApp group. And I left, and since then I've never been in that WhatsApp group. And I left the WhatsApp group and I blocked dad everywhere. And I said, dad, if you ever need anything, reach through mom or through my baby bro or any other person, they'll tell me, then I'll actualize. But to me directly, because I've realized you're fighting me and hata sina makosa. So you see, so what I was trying to say is, most of the time, even with my C's, I would get bullets that are not mine. But the person who knows you don't deserve these bullets will not come out and say, hey, see makosa yake, see na amefanya. You get? It's the same way when we were young, we used to have chores. Like moja ataleta maji, mwingine atatafuta kuni, mwingine ataosha vyombo. But most of the time, I would do most of them. Because ndaenda kutafuta kuni na Sis, then ndaosha vyombo, then ndapata big bro sometimes hajaleta maji, then ndaleta, because you know when my dad pulls up and it's not happening, you know who's going to beat it up? So it was always unnecessary beefs that you're finding. I'm like, bro, why are you fighting me? I'm not. Yes. So that I was just putting that in. Then now we can go back to.
Yeah, because nikonta go back to at what age does he kick you out, and what was the fight? Ama wende uliamua kutoka tu kama.
No. So what happened was we had a lot of these small fightings here and there. Atakama ananipiga, atafanya nini, akuja home ananifukuza, ananyima chakula nini. Just to small issues. Nimetoka nimeenda mjengo, nikirudi, nenda mjengo, nenda kuniaibisha and stuff like that. But the nigga didn't leave no food. So I would go from mjengo na kama napea mami odo, mama na buy food natengeneza. I would go tafuta kuni, sometimes naenda kuuza huko depo. There's somewhere called depo. Some small market center, tunauza hizo kuni huko, naleteo do. Sometimes nalimia wase, sometimes nauza nyasi. So he felt I was embarrassing him by doing some of these things. So anaweza kama pate siko, naingia jono juu kutoka mjengo bado nakanga kama simiti. Nimekamba na nakavu ananiangalia venye nakaa, bro, rudi penye umetoka. So there was a lot of these constant things. Mpaka kafika tu mwisho kwa zile za this nigga. I don't want you. You go. And then I had sold Vodafone. Kulikuwa hizi simu za Safaricom za Vodafone. I think it was like 1,000 bob or something. I bought it from a friend of mine in school. Na akanipatia simu, ajui passcode. So I kept on guessing the passcode. One day I guessed the right one. So I sold it. I'd given my mom the money key for me. So I told my mom, nipatie do. Then mom told me, I remember what happened that day. What happened was, so si my dad had beaten me, amenyima chakula. Nika discover kwa nyumba kuna mahindi. Then kuna mse fulani, let me not mention his name, anatafuta mahindi. Nikasema, simekuwa mnanifanya hivi. I was lashing out. Nowadays when I'm understanding what's happening, I'm gonna sell this maize. Because it's a gorogoro. I think it's a gorogoro 10 or something. I sold the mahindi.
Gorogoro ilikuwa pesa ngapi? Gorogoro inakuwa like 2 kgs.
Gorogoro was 30 bob. I remember it was 30 bob. So when I sold that Sunday, I couldn't go to church because remember my dad and me now we are not seeing eye to eye. So my dad came from Kisumu to church. Akamit mom, akambia mom go home and ushage ile mahindi and then mukule na whatever. So when my mom came back home because she's been given instruction, no pia ungeguza mahindi kama si yako. She's been given instruction. Kufika home, akafungua ile pipa akapata kuna mahindi. I remember mom shouting, "Steve!" Nikamwambia ni nini? Mahindi mena nikamwambia niliuza. Akamwambia, "Do you know?" Na Kijaluo, "Your dad will kill you." Nikamwambia, "Yeah, he's always wanted to kill me. He might as well get it over with." And then my mom had this Motorola. My dad had given her a big one. Then akapigia babangu. Akamwambia, "Ile mahindi uliniambia nikuje ni siage ndo to survive now hizi 2 weeks. Nimepata ziko, Steve ameuza." Akaambia mamangu, "Nisikuje nipate mtoto hapo. Nitamuua leo." He cancelled even his trip that now is going back to Sumuna, is coming home to kill me. That was the same terms in Luo.
Yeah.
So my mama hung up the phone and my mom started crying. "Hey, baba ubinonegi ya, baba wachono ubinonegi ya, baba uko yunika toti negi, baba. Sitefani kunizetia, kari uzenega." Unajeza pia mimi mmenjua. "Baba wachono ubino, baba uko ubino, baba unimaseno wachono ubinonegi ya,
Yeah, man, you can tell a story because I can actually picture it in my head.
My
I
mom
can
is
picture it in
done,
my
bro.
head.
And me, when my mom cries, I'm like, yo. So now it's when it dawns on me, I'm like, yo, what did you do? I don't even remember what I did with that 300 bob. It was like 300 bob that I didn't even need. But I was just watching
lashing
show
out,
because I knew the maize was for my dad. It was not for my mom. But I didn't know my dad would tell my mom too. My mom was like, "What him now?" They come, "My mom, give my money." Give my money, I'm going to Nairobi. Nairobi. And we don't know anybody in Nairobi. Nairobi. Mamangu akaenda sijui akafungua whatever she had put the money. Akuja ananipatia hivi shingo. "Mama mia pesa." Kachukua I took my books, exercise books, nikazipaka kwa bag flani. I had a
time remind us uko how old?
I don't remember, bro.
Yeah.
But I was in form 2.
So you're like
2, form
16?
3. Yeah, somewhere there. From 2, form 3.
15, 16.
Yeah. So one thing you need to know, let me just put that I'm not very good with numbers and dates. Do you remember you asking my kids' birthdays and I had to look? And I'm still looking. And and I'm like,
Tinani amemix
and I always have it. I'm like, oh, okay. Bro, dates. I remember 2-3 dates and the only phone number I remember are 2. My dad's phone number, because he had it since I was born, and my phone number. I don't even remember my mom's phone number offhand. And my mom is my person like this. I don't. And my kids' phone numbers, I don't know. Me and numbers, digits, I have that. Or nowadays it's called, kitambo when I was growing up, it's called ujinga. You're just stupid. But nowadays it's called, it's something. I've forgotten the name.
Kuna moja ile najuaga ile kama hujui kuread ama you struggle reading inaitwa dyslexia.
Ndo hizo. Those are the words. Yeah, but when I was growing up it was just ujinga. Mtoto ni vala tu.
Wakijaga inakuwaga in plural, mijenga. Wewe ni mijenga.
Yeah, they're not for. Yeah. So I have that one for with numbers. So I don't remember numbers, but I remember occurrences. I'll tell you this happened, the way it happened. Date, I'm like, no.
So how much money is this that it's handed to you by your mom?
I think 500 bob. It was like 500 bob.
Transfer ya Nairobi ni ngapi?
No, I came with a train.
Oh, okay.
So akanipea. So when she gives me, kuna train inapitanga inatoka Nairobi then inaenda mpaka Butere. So inapita hapo nyuma ya kwetu.
Amekupatia saa ngapi?
Bob ni kitu kama saa 10 hivi. So inarudi. Nasikia bob. Tulikuwa nasikia hivyo sasa ina signal ile nini ya mast ya lela. Nikola mia train ndio nakanipatia nikapack nini books zangu. Nikaeka hapo nikatoka mbio. I remember I've never forgotten that day. I left my mom in the compound crying. Teke but nilikimbia mpaka lela. Nafika hivi lela napata train ndio ile piga kona mwisho shatoka stage ya lela ishapita. Mimi kwa stage nimepanda mat maze nakimbia Kisumu. Kama gari kakam Nissan mzee nikaruka ndani Kisumu. I think it was like 70 bob or 50 bob. Fika Kisumu nikalipa bodaboda hiyo time ni nguare zilikuwa za bicycle. Hazikuwa za pikipiki hazikuwa. Bicycle nikapanda nipeleke maze side train na niwacha. Nikafika nikapata ile train bali hajafika. Kumbe ile train inatoka Kisumu inatokanga saa 4 usiku. Bro, I didn't know. Mi nimefika saa 10, saa 11, mali nimefika, nimelipa tiketi yangu. I don't remember how much it was. Pay nimeingia kwa train na magunia kila mali na makuku na nini na watoto na wamama. Sina hata space bro, nimesimama tu. Bro, I stood in the train up until Nairobi. That is how I came up in Nairobi.
Okay.
Bro, nilikuwa natoka Nairobi the following day, kitu saa 5 na nilikuwa na 45 ama na 40. Somewhere there mchana. Bro, natoka hivi naangalia hivi mazee. Hapo train station naona mabuildings zinazunguka zinaenda hivi. Kula bro, nasikia njaa because we stopped somewhere. But where we stopped, nilitisha I think chai. I think niliambiwa 10 ama 20 bob. And I'm like, bro, ushago 10 bob hiyo ni maziwa kikombe full. Kikombe full maziwa ni 10 bob. Mimi ninunue chai 20 bob. Are you mad? Then zile makaimati sijui niliambiwa ni 30 ama something. I'm like, I didn't eat nothing. Bro, nilirelax niko like, bro, ninjaina nimaliza. Aya. Kume my mom, when this happened, now my mom told the brother, who later came to be not a very good person towards me, told the brother, Steve anakuja Nairobi. Amekuja na train. Mtafute kesho, mtafadhali. So mimi niko hapa nimechanganyikiwa, I'm like nini nasikia mtu anachika hivi. Steve. Kuangalia hivi, my uncle, my mom's bro. Tuende hivi. Akanipeleka huko Kamukunji, alikuwa anafuta ID yake, sijui nifanyikia ID yake. Tukazunguka Kamukunji, tukazirudi hivi tao, tukaenda tukacross barabara huko Machakos bus stop, tukapanda mama tukaenda Makongeni. That's how I ended up in Makongeni.
Okay.
You know, Congo. So nikapata hapo Congo. So that's how my life and journey towards Nairobi happened. Okay? Have I left any detail out?
Yeah, okay. So now Okongo, so now what are you doing? Because you can't go back to school, ama?
No. So Congo, I'm more like a housewife. So my uncle is living with a friend of his called Bido. And they're living with another friend from home called Badi. And they're living with his cousin called Festo.
And I'm sure it's a very small house. How in a
Congo Ogoro. Small. Goro. Watu wa Congo
yeah, najua hizo keja.
Yeah, nacho ziko nje cho za Congo ziko. Sijui kama uzitengeneza but hope step jump. Yeah. So we are here. So Festo alikuwa anafanya lifeguard Splash Water World. Analipa 500. Okay. Bido pia sometimes used to do the same. Badi alikuwa na dunini. But I think was learning to be a mechanic or something. Then now my uncle, this one, let me not mention his name. Yeah, pia alikuwa hizo tu job hapa na pale. But now his brother was now alikuwa polisi, then akakuwa AP, then akaingia military. He was very good to me until now. He's a very good guy. Ananga mambo mingi. So awa kitoka akienda mi nabaki naosha vyombo, napika, nafua manguo zao, na clean keja. I'm being helped. Iko yeah. So at night wakilala mi naenda kutega maji yuko mix na wamama. Tumekaa na mamitungi mazi wamama, tunapiga mastori, mekaa na wamabe hapo. Wanachora maji na tumekaa tunatega hiki ija, huyu anamovisha next. So nikutua hapo kitu saa 8 usiku nimerudisha mamaji huku, nimezisombo, stuff like that. During the day I don't have much to do. So now that is how I found myself to school. Why? Naona mandege zina land isili. Ukao Kongo naona mandege niko like, ndege naonanga zinakaa kazi na land. Hizi mandege juu. Wacha nini mandege zina land wapi? So nikatoka nje Kongo hapo Rikana kwa roundabout, nikashika barabara nikapita Baha nikienda Isili. So I'm like, I'm just going straight, then I'll come back home so nisipotee. Juna mwa Nairobi pia mtu anaweza potea.
Yeah.
So nikafika hapo Isili hapo kwa airbase. Bro, naona bwana mandege zinakambwa na zina land, zingine zina take off. I'm looking at this, wamama wengine walikuwa za manyanya hapo. I'm like, how is it mandege? Yeah. You guys. Ndege yawa. Ndege vya pesa. You don't even know the building. I'm like, yo. Is it mandege? These guys are not even amazed. Wanaza tu manyanya. Ndege. I'm looking at so nikasimama hapo kwa fence, bro. I looked at those ndeges nearly the whole day. I'm looking at these ndeges.
So ulikuwa na angalia juu kwa mezi na ndege ama juu na wish kuwa pilot? Like what's going through your mind?
No, kwa mezi na ndege.
Okay.
Kuishi kuwa pilot wapi? Kuna kuishi kuwa pilot. Me I'm amazed with the ndeges, bro. Yeah, I'm like, hizi ndege. Oh, now I remember where the 300 went. So when I sold the maize and so the 300 is what I used more of the fare. The 500 mom gave me, nilikuwa nimeficha ndani ya wallet. Hata kawale nilikuwa nimeficha pale na hiyo pesa yangu mama alinirudishia. Hii 300 I think is what I used to navigate kukam Nairobi and everything. So kaka 500 kangu bado kako hapa ndani. So nikimaliza kuona hizi mandege nikaanza kutembea nikirudi. Niko na wasiwa, hizi pesa Ilipeta. Nikapenda nikaangalia. What's happening over there? I wonder what is happening over there.
Shit. I know how this ends.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, what?
This is easy.
It's easy, man. I'm like, Then I'm like, idiot. Then una moving step moja karibu. Unaangalia step ingine karibu. I'm like, I can do this. Then nikaona mwingine, ndio hiyo wewe. Kama unataka kucheza unacheza na pesa yako. Sionyeshe mtu. I got some money right here.
Usiniambie yote.
Nikatoa ile 500 yangu ilikuwa imeshikana bro. Toa 500 yangu bana nika unfold. It was very new. Kachwa.
Damn.
I'm like, okay, put your money where the mouth is. I was like, okay. Shmoney, bro.
Iko Nini.
I'm like, I'm about to multiply. I'm like, mama, I told you I'll make it. I want to take this opportunity to thank me. I want to thank my mother. I want to thank God. Nisha plan when you tao bro. Niko like, hey, nisha kama Nairobi nisha omoka. Like, this is easy money. Bro, akapiga pap. Nikasema ndio hiyo. It's true ilikuwa ni hiyo. But akafold hivi na kanambia hakuna bwana ni gani buda, ni gani nini wewe. Nikaona umeshinda nini buda, umeshinda nini. I realized all these people, including that mother when I was trying to help, didn't really need the help. She's in cahoots with these people. It's one team. Takufinya buda tembeza nini kanyaga. Nikaangalia wase hivi nikasema hivi ndio wenyewe nakufanga. Nikaangalia bali asira mazee. Nikatembea nikaangalia. Nikasema nenda kwa polisi, nikamwambia so ndasemaje. Tembea rudi Kongo. So I'm coming back nikapita Biafra. Then tayari napita Kinyago hivi. I meet 2 boys. One is called Onesimus, the other one is called Benedict Chalo. Wanakula miwa. Miwa inakatwa kwa wheelbarrow. I'm like,
What is happening over
from
there?
the village miwa unakula tir. The whole thing.
Wagona nini?
Unakula the whole thing. Na pia ni expensive kituka 5 bob. Bro, you have the whole thing. So hapo bana noni nakata na angalau sana wamevaa uniform. Then angalia shule iko the other side. I'm like, watoto wametoka nje shule aje? You know in the village teachers are gods, na wezi toka nje shule during school time. You can't pass the gate. Even Chulaimbo boys place nilikuwa same thing. I'm like, so ngamena ni aje? Poa sana mko fiti? Tuko fiti. Hii ni shule gani? Hii ni Sili Educational Center ndio iko hapa. Na mnafanya nini? Si ni lunch time tumetoka lunch ni nini? Principal wenyu ni mkali because when I was in Chulaimbo the principal there hated me for whatever reason, and strangely enough he has 2 names. He's called Hezron Oyola. Hezron is my grandfather's name. Oyola is my father's name. And this nigga just hated. This nigga used to beat me for no reason. Story for
Like Oyolas don't love you.
Yeah, clearly. I think it was that blood. Yeah. So mimi nimejua history niko na principal. I'm like then also kumbuka also another reason. Okay, utanikumbusha hapa penye niko kwa miwa.
Yeah.
Now I remember why also my dad had also this building hate. There's a time when the principal wanted to beat me because alitupata kwa dining hall tukifanya drama mimi na Brian Babu huyu ana dressing ya kina Sauti Soul. Mi Brian Babu na boyfriend to Saimo, he was my best friend. So on Sunday tumetoka church, we are rehearsing drama kwa hall. Then because the principal used to hate me akaingia akasema, Magana, what are you doing here? Why are you not in the dorm? Sir, we finished our dorm meeting. You were lying to me. You not finished your dorm meeting. Can you lie down? Nikamwambia, but sir, we have finished. And trust me, nilikuwa dominator Anyang Nyong'o B. Dom captain alikuwa ndo Albo by this kusamea history. Tumeenda tukitoka church mnaingia mnafanya dom meeting. Mtaliba njugu kwa box yangu, sabuni yangu, ngombe yangu niliona nani amevaa, hizo. And then tukamaliza. So kumaliza watu wakaenda kufanya shughuli zao, mimi nikaenda kwa hall Koreas na Brian Babu au kwa New Dome, mimi niko ya Anyang Nyong'o B. Prince akakam. Prince anamwambia tulale chini na kutuchapa, jua tuko dome meeting. I'm like, my G, tushamaliza dome meeting. And me I know I'm right. It's true. Na kaza, no, you're lying to me. Na ashapiga Saimo, pap. Saimo alikuwa amevaa kitambo kulikuwa na pockets za simu zilikuwa zimekam. Ulikuwa na simu ndani. So in high school, you used to put coins in it na vifungu za loka. Akashika nini na Saimo akararua bana macoins zikamwagia kila mahali. Akapiga Saimo makofi. Saimo hapo chini analia. Brian Babu alikuwa form 1. So alikuwa anaka softy, alikuwa anaka tu dem. So principal anaona hizi piga ala mini from the village, I'm the villager, I'm the guy now na mule mwenye apendi. So ashachukua nini akaenda hapo nje bwana, akachukua mkwaju wengine bwana nimejikunja hivi, akapiga nao Brandbabu pap Brandbabu akatoka hivi mbio akachukua Saima akamfinya chini pap ikavunjika. Akamwambia lie down Magana, I'm talking to you. Akamwambia no, I'm not lying down sir, I've not done anything wrong. Our dome meeting is finished. Hey, young man, go and call Albert. Akaita boy mwingine hapo, akaita Albo. So tuko kwa hall, tunazungushana kwa mameza na matebo. Albert, Magana is lying to me that you finish the dome meeting. Alafu Albo akaside na ye. That's why I've never forgot. Albo sija kusamea hii story. I'm looking at Albo, I'm like my G. But Albo pia alikuwa amejua mwalimu alikuwa amekuwa feared because alikuwa anasema kuna black belt. Alikuwa anaingiza ma form 4 kwa ofisi yake K7. Unasikia hi papa na ni mwanaume mmoja na ni mfupi. So watu walikuwa na theory that akona black belt, so watu wamemfear. It's called Ezron Oyola Baki. Never forgotten. So simi nikakataa, ngambia wezi nichapa. Nikaenda kwa class nikapack book zangu as usual. Nenda kutoka watu anambia ukitoka bila leave out cheat watasema umeruka fence. Nikaenda kwa gate nikamwambia gate man alikuwa amenipenda. Nikamwambia natoka prince anataka kunichapa, kuna makosa nimefanya, na nikitoka akisema nimeruka fence umeona nimepita kwa gate ati nimekuona amezoea sana watoto wa watu anakuwa nini akaongea mbaya ya prince. Nikatoka nikaenda home. So my dad came akasema nimekataa shule. And I'm like no, alikuwa anataka kunipiga because upia ni lion. My dad is the one who went to get the nini hiyo side. Then mimi na mom tukaenda kwa shule yenye my sister alikuwa anaenda Busaka Mihai. Iko hapo karibu na Luanda. So I think it's a girls school. Nikaenda hapo nikajoin, nikaingia. Nikaanza drama club, nikaanza basketball. So basketball mimi ni captain, drama club bro nikawapeleka maka provi. Ilikuwa ile before fike tu national. Ilikuwa hizo levels. Bro na kwa nilikuwa nachapa narrative. Ilikuwa ndio mwisho. On the day that he came to tell us the story, everybody was quiet, just the way you are quiet today. The ones that were late found that the doors had already been locked, and all they had to do was peep through the windows, just the way they are doing today. Na unajua kwa nini play kiana kuna wanachelewanga wanapipu kwa window, unapata the judges were seated down drinking soda, biscuits and water, while the others were drinking nothing, just the way they are doing today. You guy sayo huko kwa backstage mbogi yangu iko huko and they started kwea unasikia kwea mlima wa mawe wanyama kwea mlima wa mawe. The roads had diverged. He said wanyama, which road should we take? Because the right one is narrow and bumpy, but the left. Na kwa mimi nilikuwa naipiga bro.
Buda jota saizi tuko
wewe niko hapo.
Damn, alafu sisi Buda like I won't lie to you. You're such a good storyteller.
Yeah,
like,
narrator.
I'm seeing
You're
everything.
right in there.
Naona ukiwa ECH na cheki history yako ya Buda you paint the picture.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah.
So we did this. Shule Mishika in Ebusakami, I'm everybody's favorite. Watu wakavote wakasema yo, we need this guy to be student spokesman. Wanataka ni kuwe head boy, but kuna head boy alikuwa mtiaji, watu wampendi. Wakasema this guy has to be a spokesman. I don't know where it started. Ikafika kwa Prince akaniita, they wanted to be the spokesman. Alikuwa na mapengo mengi, they wanted to be the spokesman. I guess akafanya so alikuwa mfura hivi tumbo. So Magana, some students have told me they want you to be a spokesman. Nikamwambia yeah, okay, it's okay. Because remember, Mimi, the truth, and my dad is the one who taught us this. Tukifanya Bible lessons and I picked it. Always say the truth and stand by the truth. And that's what he taught us. So nilikuwa naingia hivi kwa nina principal. Dirisha za hii side jua ikifika jioni na choma watoto because the window panes huyu mwalimu anafanya nini hizi toilets So apparently I became a threat
Okay.
to the teachers that I could cause a revolution in the school. I did not know. So what happened is this. One time we are next to tumepelekwa kwa staff room, noisemakers. Tumesimama hapo nje. Then kuna Mr. Menda pia wewe sijai kusamea. Kuna Mr. Menda amekuja. Ameingia kwa staff, unajua leo alimwanaingia kwa ngorisi zao. Ameingia kwa staff room hata hajui nini inafanyika. Ameshachukua kiboko na sasa ha. na kukuja kwangu hivi nikashikele kiboko hivi na nikavuta na nikang'uano misomenda nikamleta close because tulikuwa tushawekana naye for long. Alikuwa senior master then alikuwa some frail looking dude nikamng'uano nikamleta close. Nilikuwa nenda kumchapa jab. There was a lady, I forgot the name of this lady, but she was kissy. Mora, somebody Mora.
Yeah.
Akamba Steve no, akashika mkono wangu Steve no. Steve no, don't do it. Nikawacha nikasukumanisha misomenda hivi tukatoka tukarudi class. Si nikaitwa baadaye nikapigwa suspension 2 weeks. After 2 weeks so niko home, mama anauliza what happened, nika-explain to mom everything that happened. So 2 weeks I'm coming back with my mom to meet the deputy headmaster who's called Madam Maonga. You know yourself. Alikuwa ameokoka. Tunaingia hivi tunampata amekaa kwa staff room na some other teacher there. Alafu anasema Mama Steve is very bad. Haki alipiga mwalimu vibaya. Steve, you are bad. Alimupiga. Do you know mwalimu alipeleka hospitali akalala siku 3. Mama wangu ananiangalia zile because me and my mom, remember we are boys. I don't like to anamwambia vile kama nilimpiga na my mom nilimpiga. But nilimwambia I was intending to but moral nishika mkono sikuachilia. Steve, you told me haukupiga mwalimu. Naambia mom sikupiga mwalimu. Steve, you are lying. I've never forgotten that the way she was looking at me, she's sitting on the desk. Steve, you are lying. Anadanganya. Alimupiga vibaya. Just like in my head I'm like, you're supposed to be born again. Then ikanyama, Mr. Menda did not say anything. Hata kusema yenyewe akunipiga whatever. Haya. So I'm given another suspension.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
Indefinite. Then now we come later to now meet with the principal. Mapengo. Tumekuja tumeingia kwa boardroom. So amekaa huko. I think I was this side with my mom. I'm not sure. This side with my mom. Then anasema, you know, this boy, he's very loved in this school and he's a very big threat. Because alikuwa anaongea mate kitoka hivi. Because he has a crew that is working with crew yangu Manu, that's Emmanuel Nzalu, Olukoe, Kolo, Yombogi. He has a crew that is working with and they were planning to ban the school.
Yeah.
I'm standing like bro, ushaika hivi chini unaangalia magays uko like. So in my whole crew, Olukoe was very short but also chap Manu. Kolo alikuwa anashona. Kolo alinifundisha kushonea madem. Time babangu alikuwa ananipiga akinifukuza home, nilikuwa nalala kwa tailoring shop ya kina Kolo. Katika usiku tulikuwa nafinyia madem maskat. Mimi na Kolo tukisikia Nation FM. Okay?
Yeah.
So tulikuwa nafinyia madem maskat nini, baba Kolo kama asubuhi tunachomoka naenda shule. Okay? So Kolo was my best friend. Then Olukoi was also a good friend of us because pia alikuwa anatoka kwa nakamkula nasi hapo juu naenda shule asubuhi. Nzalu was coming from a good family, a single mother. Hizo side za Bunyore girls. I think it was Bunyore girls. Then alikuwa anapenda kana mbogi yetu because I think he used to hang around by himself. So tulikuanga hiyo mbogi yetu hivyo. Then tunacheza bake, tunafanya nini. So somehow we were a threat to them. Then Moha pia alitujoin. Moha alikuwa tumlo hapo Luanda, but he was very sharp. Physics, Moha alikuwa sharp mbaya. So in this whole crew, I was the only one, me and Kolo, never smoking weed, never doing any drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. The others, maybe they might have.
Yeah.
But we were never talking about it. Still wanna pick stories of madam, stories of ball, stories of nini, normal. So apparently, me and my crew were planning to ban the school. And we also, we found petrol poured inside the toilet. And it is said from very reliable source, it is him and his team is culprits. So culprits. I'm standing, my mom is seated, the principal is seated there, some other teachers are there. I'm looking at my mom, nikajua tu this one is a lost battle. We've lost this one and it's a wrap. And in my head I'm thinking, if we wanted to ban the school, toilet? Nigga, we want to ban them shit? And I'm looking at him like, okay, now why would I ban the school? Bro, in my whole crew, even my friends, I'm normally the guy who always think of peace first.
Yeah.
I'm always, guys, no, there's a better way that. Even in Chulaimbo, when the boys are like, I'm the one who was like, guys, no, tusifanye hivi, no. Why would we? Let's just talk it out. I'm normally the most non-violent person in my whole crew. Then I'm like, why would we ban the school? So mama ko hapo, mama ko disappointed. So when mom told dad is like, mi nimechoka na huyo mtoto. So now I was just going back to set up now why the mahindi part came.
Yeah.
So dad also alikamingi hiyo time akanivunja. Unaweza kanivunja and I'm like, dad, sijafanya makosa. Unadanganya wewe. Nini unavuta bangi? Unauza bangi? You know, and I'm like, I've never even tasted weed. And because you told me weed will stay in someone's head for 7 years, and I just said, you made me scared of weed.
Yeah.
So I've never, but you don't trust my word. My dad really vunjed me. So that time when I was using the mahindi, now I've remembered, it was that one. I was the one for.
Okay.
So that is how I ended up having my books at home, because my dad was like, mimi nimechoka na huyu basi acha afanye mambo yake. Then si akaenda place anaishia. Then now your week is now when I sold the mezile. So akakam weekend kukutana mam church kumwambia ende uze mahindi, enda mushage mahindi musurvive nayo. Then mam kukama napata nimeuza na akasema this boy again. So he was coming out to finish Kumalo. Then mimi Nairobi. So nimaliza hiyo trailer. So we go back to
Miwa sasa.
Yeah, Benedict Chalo na Ones. So kuuliza nikamwambia principal wenyu, because you remember now I have trauma with principals as well.
Yeah.
Akaniambia no, ni poa, ni boys, ni twende tukintroduce. Wakaniingiza kwa gate. Hiyo hapa kando ni car wash. Hapa kando napimisha machuma. Sijui juu tulikuwa na kanisa. And then chini ni hardware. And then juu ni unfinished building. And then sijui 2 floors hapo katika ni ma classrooms. Then hapa chini kando ya hardware ndio kuna ofisi ya walimu. Kuingia, teacher, Princy. I'm like, how this you talking to the principal? Princy, kuna huyu boys anataka kuongana we. I'm like, So nikampata, he was a very cool guy. By the way, you guys, thank you very much. The principal, what is the name? Baraza, Principal Baraza. He was called Baraza. He had a brother. I've forgotten the name of your bro. Teacher Nick. Then, mwalimu baya alikuwa anaitwa nani? Hata juzi alikuwa anani text. So nikapata this group of young teachers who are very vibrant with life and they are easy. Nini? Ati so niambie ulikuwa unasoma wapi? Ulikuwa unasoma huko nyumbani? Nini nimekuja hapa? Mimi ni orphan. Nikamwambia mimi ni orphan. Tafuta mtu kuje naye at least mwenye atakusimamia nini. So now I called my uncle. Remember the uncle I told you I was living with? Now the brother who is in the
military. Yeah.
Nikampigia akatumianga brother yake do. So apparently alituma brother yake akutupea do. So my other
kundi lile alikushika pale kwa train Steve.
Yes, that one huyo. So brother yake.
Okay.
So now I took another sister mama yao pia alikuwa anaishi hapo Kongo. Okay. So mama ya Festo, you remember Festo anaishi hapa na sisi, basa mama anaishi ile place nyingine, but hizi lala kwa nyumba mamake because just one room sana lala si hapa. So mamake akanipeleka shule the following day na akasema huyu alikuwa mtoto ya sister yangu but wazazi wake nakosa kofa. Sasa yeye anaongea hivyo. Sasa yeye nakuja hapa Nairobi, mimi ndo naishi na yeye, alafu sasa yeye napenda masomo. Sasa sisi hapana iko na kitu, lakini akatoa kitamba, akatoa kwa kona, akatoa thao imekunjwa hivi. Sasa hii ndio school fees peke yake sisi iko nayo. Saidia tafadhali mtoto nasoma. That is how I joined this educational center with 1,000 bob. Then of course acting has always been in me. Introduce it again. Huyu mwalimu mwingine nimesahau jina yake, alikuwa anafundisha bio. He was so bubbly. Akakam akachangamka, tukachukua ma set books. Bro, kifo kisimani nilikuwa Batu. An enemy of the people nilikuwa Dr. Stockman.
Okay.
Bro, tukaanza kuchama ma set books, tunaenda kwa hizi shule za Wasomali. Unajua Wasomali kuna venye
Najua Kiswahili si mdomo chao. Hata Kizungu pia.
Iko bahali yake, iko bahali. Mimi bana iko elewa kitabu gani? Shauri gani mimi nagaa chini anasoma Give Kisimani, anasoma nini? Anasoma kwa nini? Leta mtu ana act, mimi analiba yeye. Analiba anaonyesha mimi vizuri, mimi anakumbuka. So went to those Somali schools nini were acting the set books, bro. Donapata mwalimu alikuwa anachukua, I think alikuwa anipatika 500 bob or something. But when wanalipao ma actor, some of the students and some other external parties came. So Johnny watoke na shule alikuwa anabaki tukirias. Tuna active do anaweka kwa school fees. Then huyu brother wangu mwenye alinichukua, brother wangu mwingine anaitwa Uncle Nick, alikuwa anauza curtain. Hizi so nyumba za kitambo za mabati kuna wall to wall curtain inakaa kama kichungi, zile za white. Alikuwa anauza, kanipatia mazeni, nikaanza kuuzia walimu, nikauzia teacher Nick, nikauzia mwingine, nikauzia bonus ni yangu. Napiga kwa school fees. Ikifika weekend Uncle Nick anaenda anakomboa mkoko ya kuuza maji. Anakomboa mkoko, sasa mimi na huyu uncle wangu mwingine na Badi tunaenda kuuza maji maze, tuko Baha. Navuta hiyo mkoko maze, navuta mkoko na ndogonga mlango. Hodi. habari zenyu, mnaweza taka maji? Tunataka maji mitungi ngapi? 2. Mnauzaje? Sijui ilikuwa 10 bob or something. Anatoa maji. Bro, hakuna kitu ngumu kama kubalance maji isimwagike chini, we transfer from your kibuyu to kibuyu ya client. Because you have to turn it the other way. Unashika, I think that's where I started loving gym. Unashika mazi, unamwaga shimaka iende ishe. Then the other one again, niwekea hapa, unamwekea, anakupatia pesa, coins zako nini unarudishia, unapatia huyo uncle yetu alikuwa accountant. Jioni nakaa chini sana, tumechoka, tumemaliza shughuli mazee, tunapigiwa. Sasa tulikomboa mkokoteni na hii. Mimi ndo nilikam na idea kwa mkokoteni. Wewe ndio mkubwa kwa mbogi. Badi shika 50 yako ama whatever was remaining then during the weekdays niko shule hivyo. Okay. So during this time when I was in school and acting the set books, nauza the curtains, nauza maji na nani in the evening. Now that is a time when I fell out with my uncle. So what happened was this: my big bro was already in Nairobi when I was in the village. Remember him, he dropped out in Koyo. Then akakam akenda Kericho doing something. Then somehow he was a rapper. He was a fire rapper. But then there's a jam that's coming out later this month. I've featured him. Okay. I've given him another chance. I'm like, I've always believed, bro, that guy is fire. Then he has a very dope voice. Kuna msa kirap ama kimbo kote like, if I had that voice. So I always put him, because hata wapi alikuwa na kam. Alikuwa na rap na kina Point Blank and everything. So I've always put him na calligraph hivi. If he continued, that guy was fire. Msa alikuwa na rap na kina nanina na win my battle. Akina Point Blank, na Morocco. He was fire. But he got money. Then aka lose focus ya rap. Aka focus on other things. Unajua ile so kishapata mado, mimi rappingi maze, unajua nini. So in this song, it's coming out later this month, it's called Nampost. So that guy will be rapping there, that's my big bro. You skin your flow, even though I wrote it, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so this guy was in Nairobi. And remember, I'd asked him if I can come to Nairobi, and he told me, no, you can't come, He didn't want to stay with me. So that's how I ended up on Congo and everything. But I would meet him once in a while. Because also he was in the music spaces. Nikenda National Theatre, unaweza mpata. So he came. Sijui penye alikuwa naishi nini ilifanyika. Akanya mazene za kama hapo kwenyu nini. So mimi nikaongea na huyu uncle wangu, nikamwambia ni aje? Wacha kama hapa for a few days. But my big bro ni wale wenye usivae nguo yangu. Usiguze anything of mine. So he came. So one time sijui tulikuwa na kurap wapi ama hizo za mziki. Coming back, tunapata uncle wetu amevaa t-shirt yake.
Shit. Okay.
Mimi nikaona TV nikasema it's about to go down. Toa t-shirt yangu. Mbona umevaa t-shirt yangu? Nitoe aje? Si nimevaa tu nimeenda hivi narudi, because mimi nilikuwa nimejua hata mimi yangu alikuwa anavaa mia. I don't mind. Si just come wash and wear nini. Ikaanza, toa t-shirt yangu, then it just spiral into another thing and another thing and another thing. Ikakuwa physical. Wewe toa t-shirt yangu nini? Kama natoa t-shirt yako, wewe toka kwangu. And I'm like, yo, no, haizi toka kwako wewe nini? Pia mimi nikaekwa hapo ndani. Bro, that's how it happened. Tokeni nyinyi wote. I'm like, my G. So when that happened, ikakuwa physical kidogo. Of course, I had to run and call my other uncle, ule wa kuuza curtains, because opia anastay hapo Kongo, alikuwa anastay hapo Kongo. Ni aje come through nini, akakam. Kusikia kesi, akasikia kesi. Of course uni brother yake. Na mimi uni brother yangu. Akasikia akanambia, sasa koro dogura doga dala. Ukon Salen is my mom. Kono Salen ni Nairobi koni odagi matin.
It's hard in Nairobi.
Yeah, it's hard in Nairobi. Yani basically anasema
Rudi tu acha.
Yeah. Him is normally very soft spoken. Okay? Mimi nikaangalia nikasema mimi siwezi rudi maze. Bro wangu sema kwa Ingori. Yaka bail akaishia, akaniacha hapo Kongo, mimi sina mahali pa kwenda. So nikaenda kwa beshte yangu fulani, I forgot his name, but he was a plumber. Anashikwa single room akona bibi. Bro, walikuwa na kiti moja. So kulikuwa na viti kama hii, si recliner per se, but ni kama hii, alafu mkono ilikuwa inaenda hivi. Hizo maviti zilikuwa vibe sana. Alikuwa na hiyo peke yake kwa sitting room. Bro, nilala kwa hiyo kiti 1 week. Na nilikuwa naweka mguu hivi juu. Hivi najikunja. Na doze. Asubuhi unasikia kitu 5. Ukisikia tu amemove kwa bed kidogo unashuka, because pia lazima upatie nafasi yao whatever. Then pia kukamkwa hao nilikuwa na ngoja wanaenda kulala, then ndio nakam baadaye. Okay? And remember, okay, let me go back to the story nyuma kidogo. When actually si nyuma ni hapa. Yeah, this is the time. Yeah. So when this was happening, na huyu jamaa bibi yake akaboeka ni nani mazee tujuu mse nini of course akampiga ki msa akaniambia mazee bro ni kunoma mama ni nini kama anaelewa nikatoka hapa sina mahali pa kwenda karudi shule so I used to sleep in school in the evening nalala kwa shule jioni nini watu wakitoka hivi na baki shule during this time nilikuwa na school girlfriend alikuwa naitwa Stacy big up so Stacy she was from a single mother and she already had a child so she had a very bad experience before when she was young then it ended up in a child okay and she was so good to me akanambia tuende kwetu lunch so tukaanza kwenda kwao lunch during this time because it was a long time naenda kwao lunch kidogo and then bro this is now where I first discovered Kambas. Remember Benedict Chalo was Kamba na kanionyesha hii shughuli and then now this is the second Kamba that I'm meeting and is very good to me kiateka wao alikuwa naisha hapo karibu na gate kanyumba kama bati kadogo Stacy akaongea naye this guy took me in pia akona bibi bro we used to sleep on the same bed 3 people yeye na wife analala kwa mefesi huku mimi nalala kama mefesi side nyingine so same script like ule wa Kongo nakaa hapo nje gate mpaka jioni ikifika jioni kabisa hivi kitu kasa 2 saa 3 ataenda kulala atagengo tu mlango kidogo mimi nikiona amegengo hivyo najua ani sawa naingia na lock na lala kama nimefesi side nyingine asubuhi naamka nakimbia na napiga shaka kwa hiyo nini kwa hapo nje Stacy ananismagolea breakfast napiga naenda shule Stacy ananipata shule saa nyingine napita naenda naye then wa mama wa ploti kuna tu mama mwingine mtiaji oh by the huyo Mkamba sijai kumbuka jina yake nimemtafuta sana I would really if bro you remember that story if you happen to see this look for me
bro, kusaidia hivyo
look for me this guy really helped me for a while kama sio mama mtiaji omse akwai leta any noma hata ubibi yake akwai teta mimi nilikuwa bora nimekula pa nimekula na kama kulala na ikani house kituka 2 weeks I think mpaka mama mtiaji akambia landlady landlady akasomea msao kama watamfuta job kana mama zao ameniambia hivi na hivi na hivi so nikarudi shule so around this time mama Stacy pia shambiwa story Stacy ameambiwa wewe umeenda kusoma ama nini kesi imekuwa shule so mimi na Stacy tulenge story so nikalenga story after this now is now when I met my baby mama because now nimekaa hapa I'm about to do KCSE sometime nalala kwa shule this is now the time when I became a chokora remember uko shule kwa kina Stacy umeshachujwa huku nimetolewa huyu ankongo ananiambia yeye nienda mimi Nairobi nakupiga baadaye alikuwa anakutana mimi na ananipiga kuna occasion nyingine hapo nakumbuka kuna siku tulikutana naye nikamwona TV nikajua tu what's coming unaona venye poles za stima zinakuwa na kawaya kina lini hivi kando kile kawaya ka kusupport poles za stima za kitambo sijui kazi siku ziko nayo nikashikilia hapo kawaya hivi maza nikakaa
nikumkaga
wanauza nipiga mateke ananipiga niko TV juu na protector asinipige hapa anasinipige face anipiga mateke huku ni rudi nyumbani alikuwa anapiganga hivyo niende home
niende ocha
yeah strangely enough alinitext juzi hata nilionyesha bro wake I said this interview I think maybe a week or 2 weeks ago somewhere akaona kanaandikia paragraph aliandikia hapa juzi ati oh is that what you're saying I don't remember it that way yeah you can't remember it but I remember yeah anyway side story so siwezi rudi Makongeni because this happening shule niko na best friends anaitwa IC tuna rap naye Isaiah Chola alikuwa anatoka Mombasani anaishi wapi Majengo kume Majengo pia aishi huko ni sijui sister sijui mamake ama ni nani anaenda hapo kukula then anajipanga so mimi natoka shule na IC tunaenda Majengo hakuna mahali pa kukaa mnaingia kwa salon kulikuwa na salon nyingine hapo unfinished unatafuta kona yako unajieka hivi una doze toilet za Majengo ni toilet za outside even bafu ni outside unalipia
kije naijua
unajua kije nimestay hapo kije sasa tumepika ice sana hapo mimi na ice kuna place nyingine tunapika ice tunaingia kwa refrigerator mzee mingi usika zile ma refrigerator makata aina outer casing ni ile tunini ndani kuna venye mnakoroga hizo ma mix ni mnazika kwa vijiti fulani ni mnaweka hapo ndani mnapatiwa 10 bob 20 bob whatever tunatafuta nayo chapo unasema nenge bogate wanakatakata chapo hivi unapiga supu juu yake nayo jioni mnajipanga so this happened for a while then now I'm going towards my KCSE now I don't have a place what happened another good friend of mine in school I had 2 best friends in school there was IC then there was Dalmas Butu Dalmas tells me one day twende lunch kwetu Isili unakumbuka ile place mama ndege zilikuwa zina land so one of those women there ndio mama ya my first baby mama
okay
but I didn't know so sisi tumeenda kwa kina Dalmas hapo Isili tumechill tumepata kuna lunch then kidogo kuna katoi kanafungua mlango hivi kanachungulia. Dalmas pia ni cartoon mpaka sahi. He's a very happy jovial dude. Atakwambia hivi anamwangalia. Dalmas alikuwa busy, so mimi mtoi anajificha anacheka. Tukitaka kutoka hivi na kutana na mama yake. Anasema Butu. Dalmas alikuwa anaitwa Butu. Butu, mambo? Emana ananiambia kuna friend huku. Ati nadhani ni huyu mazee, ni aje Steve. Mambo, mimi ndo mama Emma, naitwa ABCD. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you, ni nini? Mama niambia kuna friend hapa, ni wewe, ni mimi. Nini tukachana, tukakimbizana kwa corridor. Si tukatoka tukarudi shule. Tukaingia hapo chini kwa kibanda fulani tukachafua, tukarudi shule. The following day nilikuwa na kadudu fulani, katululu. The following day Dalmas ameniepa, unajua mimi liability.
Yeah.
Sina nyumba, sina anything. Mimi choko niko tu. But naenda shule because I'm about to do KCSE. So nimechill shule, wasa ameshaenda lunch, naona text. Kwani ukuji? Sikuji wapi? Oh, ni mama Emma. Leo sikuji nini? Kwa nini? Dalmas ameniepa nini. Kuja ndakubaya lunch.